Sundays.
What's up, Alex and chat? Happy Sunday, everyone.
Hello! Happy Sunday, everybody! I'm not out of the woods with a runny nose yet.
Good
still
afternoon.
Here. Hello! Can't complain about a nice early stream. I know it's a nice day outside, early stream. We're gonna take our time building a mode sonnet today for a client. Sorry to hear that. I mean, I feel better, like every other sense. Just got those sinuses, you know, that sinus issue right now. But things are good. Things are good. I cannot complain. Oops, I forgot to boot up YouTube. 1 second. My bad. Pocket, thank you so much for the tier 1. Hello, everyone. Hi, guys. Keeb, again, Rob, thank you guys so much. Happy Sunday, guys, and good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope things have been going absolutely amazing. It's been a long time since I catched your stream. I'm glad you're here, NCF. I feel like it has been a while since I've seen you, man. KB.
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you so much for a tier 1, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. I know the sinus problem. I've had my post-nasal drip and sinus longer than I can remember. Okay, I'm going to say something with the risk of sounding kind of like weird, but I got sick like a year ago as well. And I remember having a really bad sinus thing. And like the post-nasal drip from that last time I got sick was terrible. Like I don't think it's gone away. So I'm hoping this kind of resets my system, maybe. You know, it's like a system reboot. So I hope once I'm done and out of the woods from here, we'll be good. But I still have like a little bit of an irritated throat, but we'll see. No, I think I've learned. I don't know if you guys can really tell. I think I've more learned this in recent years. I think I have a deviated septum. When I was younger, I don't remember exactly what happened. Well, I do remember sort of, but I got hit basically, or I was pushed or something, and I landed on something where my nose like got really badly injured, and I think that's what caused me to have a deviated septum. But you can I can tell when I breathe that like my right nostril works so much better than my left nostril. So. Is the live chat stream feeling better? Hi 3D, how you doing, man? Mine is most likely due to a recent discovery that I'm semi-allergic to a ton of things. Yeah, that doesn't help either, dude. Also, David,
Hi,
how you doing?
Happy 42, Alex.
Dude, Keyboard, how you doing, man? 42 freaking months. I hope things have been absolutely amazing for you. Oh yeah, how was the meet, guys? If anyone went to the meetup. It was epic, some cool dudes. I even had Glurses. Oh, Glurses was there. Wow. And Mike from NK signed my F18X. Wow. Getting Mike to sign it too. Very cool. Yeah, I think they're all sleeping or something right now. I think Mike said it was a long day. So, wow, though. I'm happy everyone enjoyed their time at the meetup. I mean, dude, if you guys haven't gone to local meetups, bro, just go. Don't wait. Get going with those local meetups. Thank you guys for the subscriptions. I really appreciate it, by the way. Oh, there was something else. Dude, I got so hooked on Punisher yesterday. I need to lube all these switches and stuff for the clients. So yesterday I just decided to boot up. Like, I was on episode 4. Oh my god, dude. I watched even after I finished doing these switches, I ended up staying up till like 3 a.m. just watching Punisher. I'm hooked. I didn't know the show was this like good. I've been really enjoying it, man. It's super good. And I also tried Night Rain for the first time last night. Winkler. Oh yeah, how is that, Chaos? Epic. Will you be there next year? Oh, to Dream. I hope everyone gets to go to the next year's one, if there's gonna be a next year's meetup. Dude, Punisher's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. I found this as well yesterday, guys. Hi, Annette. You guys remember this? When the sticker was made? I found this sticker in my pile of stickers yesterday. You guys remember this? Rest in peace, Greg, bro. Rest in peace. We'll never see another one like him. Bavarian beer? You couldn't make something wrong? Is it that good? I've never had it, I don't think. Zudit Greg is better. Man, I don't know about that one. It's blocking the word Greg. Jeez, I need to just remove the block on that, man. Can we get that sticker, dude? I need to ask, who made this sticker again? I think there's only 10 of these stickers made. See? 2 of 10. But I'll ask whoever made it again. I can't remember who did this. I don't know if it was Cass.
Thanks for all the good times and knowledge.
Dude, thank you, man. I appreciate that, 3D. Look at this one, too. You guys, I love you guys. You guys are funny, man. Someone I know tried to talk to... Sorry. Someone I know... Thank you, Knopf. Oh, my God. For the 5 tier 1s, man. That's too kind, bro. Talked to someone, some important people yesterday about Greg, so maybe there's an R2. If there's an R2 of Greg and Novel Keys runs it, I'm going to have a conflict of interest, I think. No? Won't that be a conflict of interest? Or disinterest, rather? A conflict of disinterest? Because I'm going to have to be the one editing the photos and the marketing and stuff like that. So, does that work? Can I do that? Am I legally allowed? How am I feeling today? Dimas, I am feeling much better. I'm not 100%, bro. But I'm almost there. Almost. I can't wait to feel better. I feel like yesterday at around like 10 o'clock is when I started feeling like, I'm like, okay, I got my energy back.
Good morning.
Hi, Plastic. How you doing? Good morning to you. But, like, even this morning I woke up, I didn't feel like my mind was cloudy. I think that was the other big thing. Me getting sick made my mind super cloudy this week, which I haven't had in a long time. So this morning I woke up and I was like, I feel like doing tons of work. And I did 1/3 of the article, because I really like this keyboard, by the way. I have been vibing with this thing so hard, bro. It is so nice. The DK1 TKL. That I decided I'm going to do a little written article while the keyboard group buy is still up. But yeah, dude, I think I've fallen head over heels for this. I just love the aesthetic of it. It is so nice. But that's kind of how I'm feeling now. Like, I'm getting there, you know. What's up, Tiramisu? How you doing? Brain fog is the worst. I hate it. I had it last year when I got sick too. I feel like every time I get sick, I get a little bit of brain fog. But this time here, I think was the worst I've ever had the brain fog. I just can't function, man. Like, I just feel like I really get lost. My Neo 80 gets here on Wednesday. I'm so damn excited and wondering what I'm going to put on it. You mean like keycaps or switches? The Neo 80, I feel like, is a neutral sounding board, so I feel like it pairs well with a lot of things. It's not like the CU series where I feel like it's just overly deeper, you know? What's good? Not much, man. I'm just vibing. I've been wanting to go out and take photos. I feel like I took a little bit of photos yesterday because we had to run errands and I brought my camera with me. But I didn't really take that many. But I want to go out and take pictures again. Like, I really want to get in the vibe of just, like, making things again. Because I feel like I've been so... maybe this is a little too much TMI, but I feel like I've been, like, very behind the computer screen lately doing work, which is not a bad thing, and I'm very grateful for it. But I feel like I haven't had the correct amount of time to allot myself to do the creative side of what I like doing. And I feel like I haven't done that in about a year, maybe more. And I've been, I think disconnected's like a really good word to use, maybe. But yeah, I've been really wanting to get to that side again, including like keyboard stuff. Like, I want to start writing my articles again. Like, I just get so focused on all the other stuff that makes what we do here possible. Because, dude, a lot of what, like, I don't know if you guys know this, a lot of the stuff that we do here is a lot of communicating. It's a lot of, like, getting stuff communicated with people to even have these things on our desk to do. And then modding switches and then doing other stuff like client builds, like, it's just, it piles up, you know? So, I just got a Mamiya 645. Oh, nice to mess around with. Medium format. First camera since I sold a great majority of my gear after some burnout. Loving it so much. Dude, Savior, hell yeah. What's the, if you don't mind me asking, what's the cost of developing that stuff? Hey, how are you, Alex? I'm doing pretty good. I think it's been good. You know, I'm enjoying myself today. It's been a good morning, I think. Can't really complain. So yeah, I'm just, just doing it. I put those KeyGeek Y2s on my F1 yesterday. They're really good. Easily the deepest sounding long pulls which I've come across. Okay, mine are in now. I just haven't done anything with them yet. Okay, I'm excited now too. Are they deeper than the cheese switches, I wonder? Because the cheese switches are pretty deep. That's what I'm using in this. Although I did find a broken cheese switch. One of the pins is completely missing on it, so I had to replace it. It's a bit sad. Hello from C. Hi, CR. How you doing, bro? How's the article on springs? That's on my list. I have a lot of stuff on my list. I started writing a big list of what I need to do today. So nice. Thank you, Short. I appreciate you, bro. My main thing I want to actually get done is the article for this, and then I want to take the photos for the... I mean, it's published if you guys care. The publish for my room setup stuff and like just talking about my room article is up. But then I also have to do some like YouTube editing, and then I want to create a YouTube short for some like different sound profiles of keyboards that I've been into. But then I have a spring article I want to do. I have another what to look out for the summer for like keyboard parts, not just keyboards. I want to do a whole bunch. You said you liked it because they're a deeper sounding long pull. For the cheese? Oh, cheese versus the obscuras. Yes, cheese are way deeper than obscuras. But obscuras are noticeably louder. So it's a trade-off. If you're going to go with obscuras, I think personally obscuras are like the best of every world, where you get a bit of every sound profile. They're very like in the middle. Cheese switches, the V2s, are deep. Bro, like they're deep. So I don't know if... they're very difficult to compare, in my humble opinion. I use Thocky and Clacky a lot. You know, like, I think a lot of people get overly upset when people use automatopoeia words. But as long as you can describe the sound profile without using the word again, like if you say what's Thock and you're like Ninja Stocks, like that makes no fucking sense. But if you can describe the sound profile you're going for, then it's just deeper. That's what we're going for. Deeper sound today. Time to play some Night Rain. I actually, dude, that was fun last night, man. I thought Night Rain, because I heard a lot of mixed reviews about Night Rain. That was fun. I kind of want to try a few different characters. I was playing the Archer character last night. But yeah, pretty cool. I like the concept of it. I do wish they made it a little bit more like a roguelike, where you can get endless modes and like tons of overpowered crap that stacks. I think that would be super fun, but I don't think that's the right fit for what Night Rain is supposed to be. You know? What is the sound signature of Gateron G Pro 3.0 Silvers? I think I've used those like once, and I think I used it with a lot of foam. So I'm not actually too sure what their sound profile is supposed to be. I'm so sorry, I can't really answer that, Marked. Loudest switches? Whew. Shit, that's actually a tough one. I don't know. What is the loudest switch I've ever used?
Haven't caught a stream in months. Hope you've been
Small.
doing well.
I'm getting over me eating sick, so I'm doing even better now. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But loudest switch I've ever used. I mean, do clickies count? That's all I can really think about. Yeah, like the Neons were really loud. Zenhais were loud. Oh, BCPs is a really good answer. Ghost Dragons. I don't think Ghost Dragons are loud. I think Ghost Dragons are literally like every other switch from that manufacturer in terms of loudness. I don't know. Like, what else is super loud? Maybe recently the Gateron Type Rs are pretty loud. I think those can get pretty obnoxious. Alright, we're going to start building while we chit-chat, or else I'm never going to build this keyboard, and I just realized we're 13 minutes in, and I haven't even touched a keyboard part. But yeah, dude, if you guys are considering this board, I just want to say this from like the bottom of my heart. I think this is one of the most solid releases. This and the TB65F. These have been super crazy good. I think this is definitely better when you're comparing the two in terms of like overall construction. Super amazing, super good price point too. I cannot stress how much I like this board. It has been a pleasure using that thing. Chicken, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Thanks for 5 months. Alex, would it be possible to source a few single switches from you? I've been wanting to try a handful of mainly tactiles, but only really Unikeys as a service, allowing you to buy just one single switch. Yeah, if I have them, Tat, I can sell you some single switches. I'll probably just charge you shipping. That's really about it. I don't really need some of these singles that I have. I have a whole 4 or 5 bins worth of single switches. So if you just send me an email and are willing to pay for shipping, yeah, I can, or in the, I guess the packaging for the box, and yeah, I can definitely get that for you. Leo, I have the video and the long format up on YouTube already. So both the videos are up, and I'm writing a written article, like a really long format article about this, which I'm hoping to get done for tomorrow. That's my main thing I'm gonna be working outside of this. Hi Naveed, how you doing, man? It's the end days. It is. Too many end days with good old Annette. All right, let's get the keyboard out. My Hall Effect build is stupid loud. Laugh my ass off. Damn. I need to try some different Hall Effect stuff. I actually have a very cool potential video that's happening, not soon, but in the realm of soon for Hall Effect stuff. Ow. What's the difference between 1.2 and 1.6 mil PCBs? 1.2 is thinner, and yeah, about 0.4 millimeters. Bro, if I had a drum roll sound effect, that'd be it. That's a badumts. One's thinner and sounds a little bit thinner as well. The thicker one, in my humble opinion, has a louder, maybe not louder, more full sound profile. It's not quite as thin. I don't think you're wrong to pick either one. I've had some 1.2 mil PCBs that have sounded great, but some sound
Bargum TSS.
Fuck, dude. It really did try, though. It really did try. It got there. Still sick? Oh yeah, man. I'm feeling it today still, but we're in the clear. I think I'm on the last few minutes of it here. Oh yeah, this is gonna be that really blacked out build. This one's gonna look super sick. Okay, we're doing like a fully blacked out Sonnet today, full stealth build, and I think we're doing Thocky today. So we're gonna use all the foam, and then for this client, they wanted a slightly, not super light, but lighter switch because they do a lot of typing. So I went with a shorter 60-gram spring. First time I've actually used this length of spring. I have a whole box of them, just never decided to use them. So this is going to be interesting. And then we also will be taking a look at the Evo 80 sometime this week too. Probably towards the end of the week we'll be looking at the Evo 80. I don't have GMK Cosmos, but it would look really good on this, huh? One of my main skills in life is applying stickers straight, so that is my only good skill that I have. I rarely use mine, but it does sound quite unique. Oh, the Evo 80? Yeah, dude, I'm kind of excited. Honestly, I really want to do a build stream for that, like ASAP, because I'm pretty excited for that particular one. Oh, right. Wait, did this not come with the stabs in the box? I know that was ordered. 1 second, guys. I'm just realizing we may be short some stabs in this, but I have tons of stabs, so I just want to double check what was in the thing here. Huh. I think they did forget the stabs in the box. Let's see. I'm just looking at my build order. Sonnet. Oh no, okay. Oh, that's right. We're using, oh shit, my camera. We're using totally different stabs for this. We're gonna use a set of, oh, is this an open set? Never mind, hold on, let me get a different set. stupid stabs. Here we go. We're using a set of these today. This is also an open box. I saved them just in case I need like 1 or 2 stabs, but sometimes I forget to just combine all the boxes. Stabies sound really nice on my Sonnet. Yeah, I don't mind stabies, but I feel like the 1 or 2 times one or two, there are some times where I have really bad experiences with stabies, so I tend to not use them. No, sorry, the camera was freaking out because it was trying to focus on literally nothing. So, all right, so we're gonna be building this with a solder PCB. Plastic, thank you so much for the bits, dude. And then we're gonna be using 1, 2, 3, 4 stabs. Okay, so I do like these stabs a lot. I think they're really easy to mod. The only gripe I have with these stabs, hold on, let me wipe my nose because my nose is still running today. The only gripe I really have with these things is there's been a few builds now where I find that the clip isn't strong enough. Guys, when I feel better, I won't have no weird breaks like this, I promise. Thank you, Crapback. Appreciate the bits, dude. Are these Yeah, so these are those stupid stabs from Buche. Actually put this here, and then let's take out our PCB. I think they're all the same, aren't they, though? Like the stupid stabs are the same as the other stabs. Like, they're all the same things. I'm cooking mac and cheese. Oh, hell yeah, bro. Also, thanks, guys, for the follows, the bits, the subs. Love you guys. Yeah, they're all the same. Utoy has it. Nail on the head there. They are all the same. All right. Nice PCB. Little mode PCB always looks fresh. In terms of stabs, what's your current thoughts on the Designer Studios plate melt stabs? I think I've used those. But okay, I think I might be like one of the only people who do content for keyboards where I don't think having plate mounted stabs is necessarily a bad thing. I really don't think plate mounted stabs are end of the world. I think you can make them sound great. And I have a few boards around here that if I gave to you, I guarantee you would not be able to tell if they're plate mounted or not. I hope that kind of is an answer to a question, but I feel like it might not be. But I feel like it's this. Okay, my thoughts. I feel like people complain about plate mounted stabs because it's the cool thing to do. That is my thought on that. It's the cool thing to do, and people enjoy complaining about them. So. Nice shirt, it suits you. Icon, thank you very much. Yeah, I like these Uniqlo shirts. I do get kind of hot in them though, even though you're not supposed to. So I don't really wear these outside anymore. I wear those comfort color ones outside. Oh, I don't need this wire, but it's okay, I'll take it apart. There we go. Alrighty. You see that MetaKeebs is currently running additional discount on their site for DK1. Wait, an additional discount? How come? Are the other vendors doing it? I always feel like it's a bit weird when one vendor has like an additional discount on something. Oh, hi FIFA, how you doing? I only wear Uniqlo in the fall because they're so thick. Yeah, like this is supposed to be their, what is it, like their Arism or whatever they're called? Like the I don't know how to describe it, man. Like the more comfortable one from Uniqlo. And bro, I feel like I get super hot in these. That's why I don't really like wearing them outside no more. Their thin stuff is like wearing 3 shirts at once. Dude, I just like wearing regular ass t-shirts when I go outside because I feel like I sweat like crazy in these. Yeah, Arism, that's what they're called. So for me, they're usually a pass. All right. Let's get this lubed. I've been, like I said, been really liking these stabs. Let's see this. Interesting. So they're saving you for subscribing to their newsletter. Interesting. Oh God, what region are they again? I don't remember. Global? Like, where are they based out of, though? I know it says global, but, like, where is it actually shipping from? I think that's kind of my question. I don't know. Again, this is just me. I'm speaking out loud. I have no hate towards anyone, but I just think it's a little weird when one vendor runs a discount on a product. I feel like it kind of takes away from everyone. But also, keep this in mind too, for everyone buying things, to save you guys money and not get tricked into buying things, just because one vendor has a discount, consider things like shipping, consider things like import fees, which, you know, people in the US have to worry about now. Consider those too. So don't just make like a blind purchase based off of you think it might be cheaper. Think about like the long term of that as well, you know? Got to be a little cautious with some of that stuff. Medicubes is in China, but they're shipping globally. I wonder if they have... Actually, I'm not going to bother wondering. What was that little pouch? I got this for free with a IEM that I bought from Campfire Audio, but it has like magnetic clasps, but you can literally just order any sort of like magnetic clasp pouch. This is meant for IEMs. But I've been using this strictly to keep all my lube stuff in. I think it's real leather, so I probably wouldn't buy this, but I have no use for this other than that. So, how can I make a keyboard sound less thin when I want it to clack on a no foam build? What keyboard is it, Struggle? I think that's the more important question here. We have to determine what the keyboard is and then how we can make it better. Actually, that I need to write down on my list too, the common things you can do for your keyboards to achieve sound profiles. That's another piece of content I have to make. What mouse is that? Damn, everyone really likes this mouse. This is the Beast, the WL mouse Beast X Pro or something like that. Last time I bought switches from you, you gave me a little bag of spacebar switches. One is a cherry with a scythe. Those were custom dyed. Those were made in a very small batch for me, but they're just regular Nixies with dyed tops. They're really cool. But if you like the sound of them or you like the way they feel, they're just regular Nixies. Although I do feel like the dyeing of the top made them sound a bit deeper. But yeah, I have a bunch of them. And, well, a bunch of extras just because I put them in a build. So I've just been giving them away with certain things. But I think I'm on my last, like, 2. I don't think I have very many left. It seems a bit random. No. Mike from Novel Keys, who's in West Virginia, gave this to me. So I don't have a lot of mugs. Well, I do, but you know, okay, this sounds really particular, but mugs and sweaters I have an abundance of. I don't buy a lot of shirts or anything like clothing. I don't buy a lot of like mugs. Mugs and sweaters seem to be the most gifted thing to me, like over my entire lifespan ever. So for some reason, like every Christmas or like every holiday where someone can gift me something, I get a mug or I get a sweater. So I have a bunch of random mugs and a bunch of random sweaters from the last like 15 years of my life. They're all random. I think I've purchased one mug in my entire life and I barely use it. Which I'm not complaining about, by the way. I think I'm blessed to have this many mugs and hoodies. I wish people would buy me boxers and socks, though. That is my only wish. Would you rather have a sweater with mugs or a mug with a sweater on it? Oh, a sweater with mugs on it? I think I'd go with the mugs with sweater on it. Actually, no, I don't think I have enough room for mugs. I have like 10 mugs right now. I'm good with mugs. Maybe the sweater. Clip it and find his family? Yeah, I could use some socks and undies, bro. I don't know how it happens, dude. Maybe this is just a guy thing or just a me thing. But like, bro, I don't know. I don't know if it's just the way I walk. Dude, I get so many holes in all my socks. Like, they just fall apart, bro. And I don't know. I've tried to like determine like what's the factor here. Like what's causing this? No, it's not. Okay, Scythe. I wish I can tell you it's as easy as toenails. Okay, but it's not on the toenail part. It's usually on like my heel, you know, or like what's the bottom part? Is it heel technically? Yeah, the heel, whatever, underneath the heel of the sock. It's on the bottoms usually. It's not even like the toe parts. Crusty heels? No, bro. Honestly, they're fine. It's I don't know. Boxers are expensive for some reason. They really are, man. Mine keep falling apart like at the front bottom, not like where the toes are, but yeah, I get that too. I know what you're talking about, like underneath the... Bro, I don't know what the hell these things are called. Hey, Alex decided to finally buy a Mode keyboard, but I'm torn between the Envoy and 65. Since both are 65%, what do you recommend? Okay, the decision here that I'm gonna tell you what my decision process would be, and I'd love for you to kind of like interpolate that to what you're looking for. I think the overall better purchase is the 65. 65 for sure. But the Envoy can achieve brighter sound profiles. But I think the better overall purchase is the 65. But again, if you're looking for the brighter sound profile, maybe that's the determining factor. I just think you're going to get more out of the 65 personally. I was going to go with the 65, but they refuse alu plates. Oh, they're not restocking any of those. So if you guys are looking for a specific part, but again, even with the Envoys though, they're not restocking parts for those things. So whatever's on the website that's it. I'll give Mode credit though, guys. Mode's run those keyboards for how long now? So good for them. Does Tom cut Mode plates? Oh, that's true. You could see if Hype cuts Mode plates. That'd be kind of cool. But I don't know if Mode's released plate files. They should though. Honestly, they should release plate files if they're not going to stock their stuff anymore. Yeah, the reason why they're going to be not stocking stuff anymore from their old line, with the exception of the Sonnet, is because they have new stuff coming out now. They did release plate files? Okay, so there you guys go. You can probably just get one cut. Do you have any insight of what comes next? They communicated that they will no longer continue without a successor announced. Well, I know they're doing the Encore. They're doing the Encore, and I know that... I don't know when they're going to announce successors, but like... I don't know. Actually, Mod Musings is here. Matthew and Cena. Encore is going to be their next project, the round 3 or version 3 of that. It'll be during the summer. Past that, I don't have timelines for what they're going to be doing. And I think it would probably be better to hear it from Mode rather than me, because I feel like if you heard stuff from me, it would all be confused information. But hey, if you guys like Mode stuff, and I'm going to say this, I've worked with Mode a long time. Truthfully, when Mode first came on the scene, they released their Mode 80, the original Mode 80. And I had like plenty of things to say about that, not in a good way. It was really expensive. The finishing on it was bad, like the PVD finish, and it was an overall confusing like product because it was so expensive. But Mode took all the criticism and they made better products and developed this really good brand that prided themselves on customer service. And when I, like, someone who does keyboards all the time and have seen companies like crumble and seen people do really well in this kind of world, when I saw Mode really like step up and like listen and I got to know them more, I will say like the one brand in this whole entire hobby that I will root for always, well, there's a few brands like Novel Keys and Omnitype, like I'll root for them, but Mode is one of those brands that I feel like had a great story. So I don't doubt they're going to create some amazing products. If you guys want to follow more stuff about Mode, Matthew and Cena here in chat, Mod Musings. He's on YouTube as well. Actually, I don't think, has Matthew ever streamed on Twitch? I'm not sure. You guys can check him out. He recently did a video too about like rebranding with Mode and stuff like that. So I would suggest kind of following their progress there. But like, again, I don't know too much about what they're doing timeline wise, but I'm excited for whatever they're going to be doing. Very, very excited. Great video, worth a watch. A rewatch? Absolutely. Like I said, it's one of the few brands that I've really felt people should really check out if you're getting into keyboards. I ordered the Envoy after watching your video and I loved it. Thank you, Paranoid. I appreciate the chat here, bro. But I'm glad you liked your Envoy. I liked it too. The Envoy wasn't picture perfect. Like it definitely needed to have that screw, like, you know, a little unscrewed. But I think the Envoy was like one of their hottest products that they've ever released. But I still think the Sonnet and the Encore that they've produced are the absolute like top tier, my favorites. I love the design aesthetic and want something in black with a walnut accent. I mean, actually, maybe Mod Musings can confirm. Are there going to be Encores coming out with that color combo? You know, if I could recommend you wait for the Encore, perhaps, if that color combo will exist, the Encore could be a really good pickup. That could be something you could really highly consider, because it's definitely, I think it's better than the other boards. It's very close to the 65 since it uses the exact same internal structure, like PCB plate combo wise, but definitely could be worth a pickup there. The Sonnet was my first full build I did by myself. Did you solder or was it hot swap? Either way, did you like it? And how did it turn out? I'm wondering about a pair of hyper tactile with brass plate and KSA keycaps. What do you mean by hyper tactiles? I'm curious, Mac. Do denser plates like aluminum copper give more definition on tactiles? I think any metal plate will give you more definition. I think the definition will vary though, depending on brass, copper, etc. Even mounting style, you know. Love my Alex Envoy number 222. Did you get number 222? No one ever posted a photo about the number 222 one. Wait, Utterly, do you actually have it? I'm actually curious now. I think everyone at Mode at the time was wondering what the hell happened to that unit, because we put a special card in that unit because it was my favorite number. What's the significance? It's a bit cheesy. You have it? Damn. Okay. The 222, the number 222 are angel numbers. I don't know much about this stuff. My girlfriend really likes it. She says 222 is like right place, right time. So we've kind of made it over the last like 4 years of our relationship kind of like a thing. So when we had the number 222 card, she was with me when then we wrote a little cute note on it and stuff like that. But I didn't know anyone got it. I thought someone like got it and then just like kept it boxed or something. Wait till you find out what happened to number 22 in Squid Games. Oh, when's season 3 come out for that? Soon, right? It's out? Fuck, I got so much TV to watch right now. When did it come out? Oh wait, are we talking about the same thing? Like the new season? Hope you review a Gateron CM 3.0 one day. Super underrated IMO. Basically a Franken Gateron cherry housing and a kale stem, but on steroids. Gateron CM 3.0. Okay, I'll take a look. I can somehow get a hold of those. Famous Holy... Oh! Okay, Mac. I like Hyper Tactiles. I think they're super, super good. Then I think that's kind of what I'm into. Let me check sub chat here. Oh, no way. You did get it. Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. I didn't know anyone had this. I'll be honest, my first time seeing it. Like, I don't think I saw someone have this yet. Super cool, man. I still have a brand new unit. Actually, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Thank you, Berber. I appreciate it, man. I have a brand new, like, never been unboxed collab Envoy somewhere in my collection here, too. So I need to figure out what I want to do with that. Wrong button. I'm going to switch back to this view. Have I tried HMX Clouds? I have. They're good. Honestly, I've never seen anyone who uses as many keycap sets as you do. It's cool, so cool seeing unique GMK sets or other keycap brands. I feel like I kind of do stick to a lot of just GMK, but I've used Keykobo every now and then. But I feel like if you watch my live streams, I use quite a bit. Maybe not as much as other people do, but all right, let's put this PCB together. Best pre-built board you've ever tried. That's tough. Maybe the bridge, but I've heard better things about the Evo 80, which I finally have one in my possession now. So Evo 80 may dethrone what I think about the bridge, but we shall see. Just because I don't know yet. These are actually sitting in there nice and firm. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. I've never... how do you stabilize a table that wobbles when typing? Well, balancing the table with the legs. Like if you have one of those adjustable legs, you just got to make sure the legs are all flush against the ground. That is like the #1 thing. If that doesn't happen, then it's going to wobble no matter what you do. And if you don't have legs, you know what I've done in the past? I put like a thick piece of paper underneath and stuff like that. So you could do that as well. That still does not solve the flatness, as Alex demonstrates. Bro, what'd I do to you? What'd I do to you? What'd I do to you today, 3D? Oh my god, dude. Could be the floor's fault, not the table. It most likely is the floor. Like, even this, like, I think I have a pretty flat floor, but even this particular table, I need to adjust the feet. This is from Novel Keys. It's called their Corky. I don't think they're in stock at the moment, but they're restocking Q3 or something like that. Kevin, yes, they are stupid stabs. I have been really enjoying them. I got like a whole big batch of them. But I think this, Night Stabs and Type Plus have been my favorite stabs in recent history. They all feel and sound really, really good. For clip-ins though, I think these are kind of like setting the bar for me for clip-ins. I've been really liking these. Yeah, they're super good. Cool. So let's do a plate. And then I'm going to mil-max the spacebar here. Oh, you know what I need to do? The foam. I may have to take up the stabs really quick. I almost forgot about the foam. Where'd I put the foam box? Oh, here. We're going for Thawken today, so we're going to go with all foam. Because I do find the mode foam isn't really that like the PE sheet here isn't super aggressive, so we can get away with. Okay, I'll have to take off these three. Let's take off these really quick and then put them back in. Almost forgot about the foam. Let's grab our tweezer here. What are the cuts in the PCB for? So when people do cuts like this in the PCB, it's usually meant as like a relief cut. And you might ask, like, why bother? Like, what's the point of having like a relief cut on something like this? And the reason why people do that is because they kind of want to isolate or make the alphas a little, you know, more bouncy or not quite as stiff feeling. Having one or two cuts in a PCB like this isn't usually detrimental, but anything more can actually create thinner sound profiles. I'll be honest, I don't love having cuts at all.
Well, 458 gifted a tier 1 sub to Jujube.
Thank you, JN. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you, dude. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. So if I want to make this Mil-Max, I should probably do it now before we go too far. Because I do want to just make sure the spacebar we can swap out. It's been like my favorite thing doing for clients is just giving them on a solder build, a hot swappable spacebar. Subathon is not today. Subathon will be, I think we said the 7th. I have it on my calendar. I just forgot the day. My days these days have been a little bit all over the place. You'll start to annoy some enthusiasts who prefer having no foam in their keyboard for at all for some reason. They will often cite use foam in keyboards to make it sound cheap. Wait, what's the context to this, Mac? I don't think foam sounds cheap, if that's what you're implying, but I think I think foam is a great alternative, or building modifier, I should say, to make any keyboard sound different. Does foam come across as usually kind of same? I'd personally say yes. I do think foam can come across as like same, but here's the kicker to that. It's excellent if you like foam. Like, if you love foamy sounds, then do you? Personal preference at the end of the day. I will say anyone who kind of acts condescending to like someone else's sound preference to something, or calls it like cheap or whatever, and they say it in like a hostile way. Like, everyone's allowed to have opinions, but if someone says it in like a very hostile, you know, angry place, it's just cringe, bro. Like, it's 100% cringe. It's usually some sort of projecting. It's like, dude, okay, let me tell you guys a story. I didn't actually say anything just like to anyone about this, just because I just was rolling my eyes. But like, we went to like some place yesterday. I can't remember what it was, but there was someone in like the store shopping around while we're running errands, and they kept saying anyone who buys this is pretentious, and they kept repeating that, and they made sure to say it like super loud. And like, I was like, what the hell are they talking about? And there were these old Coca-Cola crates, because it was like a thrift area, and they're like, any guy who buys this for like their house is super like pretentious. This is a pretentious purchase. And I just thought of like all the things to get like overly worked up on, because I felt like they were kind of worked up on it, you know. I'm like, that is just like projecting. Just let people enjoy what they want to fucking enjoy. Like, just because you think it's pretentious doesn't mean like you need to like vocalize it so strongly, you know what I mean? Just keep that shit to yourself. You don't need to like bring other people down just because you don't like something. Same thing applies for keyboards, right? Same damn thing. Let's quickly solder this. I just think people get a little too worked up about what they like, and they forget that other people like different things. You know what I mean? People forget that we're all a little different. People don't like when others enjoy similar. Well, you know what it is? Some people don't like other people being happy. They want to be the only happy person. That is what I've come to realize with a lot of folks. They want to be the main happy person. They want to be the main character. At the end of the day, though, guys, here's the thing I've noticed with a lot of things. I used to get like annoyed, you know, like I'd be like, oh, fuck this person, you know, you're dumb. Argue with people over it, like just I get myself involved and be like, why don't you just let people like what they want? That's what they want. They want attention, obviously. Secret I found though is misery loves company, so I'm not gonna be their company. I'm not gonna even argue with them because that's what they want. Misery loves company. And people like making other people miserable because they're bored. If I can use one key for the rest of my life, what would it be? Honestly, it'd be a TKL. Realistically, I think that would be the key. Any TKL. Like, I don't even know which TKL I'd pick. But it'd have to be. Like, I think I'd need to use a TKL just for, like, all intents and purposes. Like, just makes the most sense. As much as I want to give you a fun answer, I think that's the answer that makes more sense, you know? All right. The Clacky folks usually badmouth all of my favorite keyboards just because it's a foam board. Like Thocky sounds nice to, you know? Yeah, dude, one of my fave keyboards I have in my collection is my foamy sounding thermal. And I was so proud of myself when I made that thing because like I had to cut myself like custom sheets of foam and I had to cut a bunch of like random things out just to make the damn thing. And it was so much fun, dude. And I don't know. I really enjoyed it, dude. But yeah, don't let people sour your experiences with things, guys. Don't let people sour your experiences. The Lucky 65 V2 Clacky build, but it's so hard. That's because okay, I'm gonna say this about the Lucky. Everyone seems to. Oh my god, be right back 1 sec, guys. Okay, I'm back. No, it's literally people handing out flyers. I just didn't even bother. What was I saying though? I lost my train of thought. God damn it. Do I get recognized in the supermarket? I'm not sure. Never in a supermarket. Have you done Hall Effect keyboards build before? Thank you so much for the 10, by the way, Antoine. Have I done Hall Effect? Yes. I've done the Lagira. I've done some other ones. I think I did the Omni type one there, the Bauer, and I've done a few other ones. However, I will be doing, I don't know how soon, but I will be doing some more Hall Effect projects kinda soon-ish. But I do like gaming on my analog keyboards. I've tested my wooting pretty thoroughly. I did prefer, again, I still kind of prefer my Ducky keyboard, my Ducky inductive switch there, but I do like it. What happened to the whole 80 build? I had to rebook it. I had to rebook it because I didn't have the PCB with me, and I didn't know they didn't send me a PCB to go with it. So, yeah. Oh, the Lucky V2, that's right. Dude, my hot take on the Lucky, I thought the Lucky was a great keyboard, but I think everyone was pleading with me to take a look at that thing. So I looked at it, and I don't think it's a bad board. I still think the Bridge, out of all the boards I've looked at in that kind of price point, is like the better one. The Lucky doesn't really make sense for me. It's cheap, yes. It's not as cheap as some other places. Other parts of the world get it cheaper. But I don't think the Lucky can have a large amount of sound profiles. I think the Lucky needs aftermarket parts, which you need to buy anyways. So to me, the Lucky never really hit that spot of like, yes, this makes a lot of sense. So, what happened? Someone spilled water or something? Hello, Alex. I live in Asia. Just before going to sleep, I spilled water on my Sonnet, so I opened it up, everything, waiting for them to dry. A little surprised that I used plate foam also behind it. I really don't do this anymore, and I was thinking about taking them off this time, but I wasn't sure. I am using aluminum plate, Obscura switches, and GMK caps. Then I turn on Twitch, and guess what's on? You building a Sonnet. I wouldn't leave the wet foam. I would probably take it out and buy new foam. But you know what? I think the Sonnet with just an aluminum plate and Obscuras with the lattice mounts sound amazing. So yes is my answer. If you don't mind either sound profile, do it. For the price of the Lucky the Lucky V2, I would save some more and get a Neo 65. Yeah, and again, I'm talking more for North America. In Asia, I've seen that the Lucky 65 goes for like literally $35. So like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Are you talking about Bridge 75? Why is it better and why is it a good board? Sorry, I heard Bridge and I've been eyeing it for a while. I don't have it anymore because I gave it back, but dude, the Bridge was mind-blowingly good. It sounded good with foam. It sounded good with no foam. It also had one of the most tame designs I've seen with budget boards. Overall, I really liked the experience of it. Still didn't really have good VS support because it's one of those things where you need a JSON file, which is really annoying. But yeah, overall, I'd say like the Bridge, if I had to pick one right now of all the budget stuff I've done, it'd be the Bridge. I'd still pick up the Bridge 110%. Favorite stabilizers as of 2025. I updated my list sort of recently, Real Cuppy, but it's on my website. It has like literally almost all the stabs if you want to go through them and all my thoughts, and I've actually given them rankings. So, I'm at this point, unless you're really broke, there's no reason to pick up anything than a Neo board. Well, to be more open-minded though, you have to understand that some people don't have $100 to throw at something. Some people might only have 65. And like, I do think it's important to realize that it might seem really easy for us to say here, like as a collective, just save up an extra $40. You have to remember too, some people cannot do that. Some people cannot save up easily an extra $40. So when it comes to like, $10, $15 between things and $30 between things, I think it's good to be a little open-minded and realize that might not be possible, right? So if someone says, hey, this is my only budget that I can afford, but I think saying like in this, it's, unless you're really broke, but like, I think that's a little bit hostile, Also, some people don't like building boards, to be honest. Yeah. Some people don't. Does the Lucky come pre-assembled? Mine was a bare bones kit. Some people just want to buy and plug in. Wait, again, was the Lucky pre-built? I thought mine was bare bones. I feel like Neo boards are like 200 USD fully built. Yeah, dude, they actually are. They're pretty expensive fully built. Does the Neo series almost perfect? Pricing, sound, support, ease of use. The Neo series is really good. However, I will admit, the CU series, I think is limited in the range of sound that you can make happen from it. Because those big, dense copper bottoms are deep, bro. They're bassy. So, I think the Neo series is great. The CU series has some limitations sound-wise. I think Neo should make aluminum versions of those things with copper weights, but I mean, dude, I'd still pick Neo boards for a lot of people, recommending for anyone. They're amazing. They're still really good. but I wouldn't call them like super flexible in sound profile. I've kind of always felt that way with Neo. They're not crazy flexible with the way they can sound. Do you feel that foam in the Sonnet makes a drastic sound difference? No, it was actually funny. I mentioned this earlier. The modes Sonnet that they, or modes Sonnet, modes foam that they include with the Sonnet and all the rest of the boards has never been like crazy dense. I kind of feel like it's about switch pairing at that point. So you're never going to get like a super foamy sounding board out of this. My recommendation though is to buy some like aftermarket PE sheet instead of the one that they supply and kind of using that, you know. The Neo Ergo is really cool. It can be thocky and it brings a very unique layout. Dude, I love the Neo Ergo. The Neo Ergo, bro, that shit was one of their best boards. Absolutely one of their best, dude. They still haven't quite captured my enthusiasm as much as the Ergo. All their projects are great, don't get me wrong. I still really like them. But the Ergo is top tier, dude. Is the Bridge 75 a good pre-built? Yes. So here's a story, Just Game. One day I had some friends over, and you know, I'm very fortunate where I have a lot of keyboards lying around. And sometimes when friends come over, they just try keyboards. One of my friends tried that pink Bridge that I had lying around before I sent it back. And they were so in love with the damn board that they went out and bought the pre-built version. And here's the thing. They actually have some customs that I've just given them. And I actually called them recently and they're like, yeah, I'm still using the Bridge over the stuff, like everything else that I have. So yes, if that can maybe help you with an answer there. One of my friends said, fuck your customs. I like the pre-built Bridge better. Like the Neo board's not gonna lie, but QK doesn't have a Shopee PH store to make it possible to buy in PH pesos. It's just weird how they're made in China yet not making it available for their neighbors. Agree brands like Neo are one of the reasons why Keycult sell their boards in stock, but until now, they're still not out of stock. No long-winded group buys, no raffle BS. Oh yeah, dude, Neo like Quarter Keys is doing super good with a lot of that stuff, but I think the hobby has shifted a lot. The hobby has shifted not just because of Neo, but there's been a lot of like, you know, not backlash per se, but like, I think people who are buying things, you know, consumers, stuff like, even me, like there have been times where I'm like, I don't want to buy something. I don't want to invest in the group buy. And if you guys know me, there's even a few group buys where I've actually just gotten refunds for because I just stopped caring. Like I just didn't want to invest in, you know, what could have been a potential bad situation. So I get it. But the hobby, just like what Don said, the hobby is so different now compared to 4 or 5 years ago. When I kind of joined in about 5-ish years ago, it was very almost like you had to act on impulse for everything because everything had a finite short window and when you can buy things and you had to make split decisions. And I feel like that's kind of what fueled the hobby back then, was you had no time to breathe. It was you bought or you missed, and then you have to pay aftermarket prices. And I think now that people have time to breathe and time to like, can I buy this thing? Should I buy this thing? Do I even want this? The hobby's in a different place. And I think it's in a healthier state. Less waste, you know? This one's in the wrong spot. Do you think films are absolutely necessary in MX2As? I mean, I think so. But to each their own. I think they help a lot. Just because when you crack open the MX2As, they're not exactly perfect when you crack them open. You kind of need to refilm them. GMK Striker is an overrated set. Well, like, Striker was in that era as well when people were just buying for the sake of buying. I don't think Striker's overrated. I think the blue on Striker is quite nice. But it did land in that particular keyboard era where everyone just bought everything. So I'm in agreeance there. Perfect. What are your thoughts about the new mode Encore moving away from wood? I haven't, to be honest with you guys, I haven't really checked out too much about the new mode Encore. I'll have more thoughts soon, but I kind of don't want to like say something and then not know the details of it. I thought there was still some wood options on it, but I could be wrong. Am I upset by that? No, I'm not upset by that. If Matthew or anyone at Mode wants to move away from using wood accents and do something different for a round 3, then I think that's fine. There's 2 rounds of it already. I think it's fun to do something different at one point. You know? Much worse is that there's a chance the Kohaku you bought are way above the OG raffle prices it had, becoming a victim of key flippers. For which one, Mac? Sorry, I'm lost. Tell me about how cheap and good keyboards have gotten. I'm broke and so still sticking with a recommended build for the Vietnam market 5 years ago. What's the current popular keyboard there in Vietnam? I've been told it's like the Lucky. The Lucky is like the popular board in Vietnam right now. Love the stickers. Cass, you made this, right? I'm not incorrect in saying this. Cass, can we talk about potentially this one and then the Greg one, the other Greg one? If I coordinate with you, can I order? I'm gonna pay. Don't send them to me. Can I order a few more? I was thinking this one, and the other one, because I'm actually out of the Greg ones. I've been putting them in people's like boxes. Dude, the Greg gets auto banned. Yeah. Can switch pads cause PCBs to short? No, they shouldn't. If it's shorting, that's a different problem. But no, they should not short. Thank you, Cass. You're the best. Absolute goat, bro. Oh, really? The Aula. I don't know how to pronounce that properly. Is that actually the most popular? Oh, very nice. Very nice. The Lucky 65 V2 is almost dirt cheap. I'm not a fan of its sound profile, so no regrets. Although some people do make custom plates. I heard, dude. A few people told me that I should have bought custom plates for it, but I was kind of just wanting to review the board as is. Wait, what, Gargle? Oh my god, dude. Bear, what's up, dude? I'm watching the GOAT at this very moment. Oh my god, Cass, please. Don't make me blush. How the heck am I? Way better today, man. Still feeling a little bit like I got that runny nose every now and then, but seems to come and go. So I'm not like super pressed about it. How are you doing, dude? Even my voice you heard just cracked there. How are you doing? Hopefully well. There we go. Just gotta move the foam out of the way. Small tip, actually, if you're doing keyboards and your foam is like this, where the switch kind of sits on top of it, move the foam. You want the foam to actually not sit underneath the switch. You want it to move. So you can just grab a pair of tweezers and pull at it until it shifts into the right spot. Perfect. Because if you don't do that, it sits on the foam and then it doesn't make proper contact, so... Okay. The one thing I sort of hate about foam builds is the soldering process. You kind of need to be extra thorough with. Like even this here, you gotta be a little thorough with this guy. Because if not, then the board just kind of like does its own thing. Okay, much better. Okay, let's solder. Send a message through your contact, whatever single switch store saying, get back to me. Hell yeah, Tad, I will. Dude, the transition light is a nice board. I agree. I have I think I still have one in my collection I need to build. I've also really appreciated that board over the years too. Typing on it right now? Yeah, dude, it's so good. I really like the transition light. It's one of the few TKLs in like the market of plastic kind of injection molded ones that I feel like were really good. That and the KBD fans one was really good too. Okay, I'm gonna solder like one at a time here and just kind of push them into place. Actually, I'll do one pin at a time and then I'll push them into place. So it'll take a little longer to solder here, but it's okay. Solder, where did I just put it? Didn't I have it? Right here. Sounds good, real. Does anyone sell single switch packs for spacebar switches? That's actually a really good idea. Someone should do that, like spacebar switch packs. Have like 10 or 15 switches. You can even sell it probably for like $10 if you really wanted to. It's a solid idea. Okay, so I'm gonna do corners. Write that down. Honestly, I could do that because I have so many random single modded packs of switches. If you guys are interested, I could literally do that. I can maybe make packs of like 20. And you guys can just like, I don't know what to even price them at, maybe like $10 or something. And you guys could just order them if you want. They can just be random. I'm not going to list everything just because I feel like they're all so random and I don't even know half of them, but Milktooth does sell individuals, but I don't think they're fully modded if people don't want to mod them. That's the only issue. The Milktooth is solid for that, yeah. Also, hi Martin, how you doing? Are there any cheap quality DIY keyboard kits, like $50 to $70? I think, like, do you want solder, Zora? I feel like DIY usually you mean solder, right? 50 to 70 is a little tough. Doesn't Cannon Keys have that practice keyboard or something? Do one here. Push the middle in a little bit, and then we'll do one leg at a time here. I can solder them if necessary. Yeah, Novel Keys has the skeleton board. I think Cannon Keys has like a practice board, it's called, or something. The Skillet, that's one of the Novel Keys. The Lucky 65 might be a good one, actually. The Bridge might be a pretty decent little DIY kit, but I think it's pre-assembled. You can just assemble it. I don't know what else really to suggest, to be honest. That price range is a little tough. Maybe a tofu? I'm honestly not even sure, dude. I'm really not even sure what to suggest here. It's a little tough at 50 to 70 bucks. There's not a crap ton of options. All right, let's do one leg on all of these now. And then I'll just readjust as we go. Yeah, see, that's the other thing too. You're right, Bear. Shipping on all of these things might even be too much for the 50 to 60 bucks kind of thing. That is very, very, very true. I mainly use YouTube, and it's so nice seeing Alex streaming on here. The time zone difference. Rupert. Yeah, I like I said, almost all the streams will be on both. So I appreciate you guys being on either one. I'll do my best to continue to entertain. That's all. But love you guys. The Hebe June, isn't that a little bit more than 60? I feel like that was like 80 or 70 or 90 or something. I feel like that had a bit of a price point to it. A premium 75? Well, Sonnet is a really good one. Actually, not a crap ton of 75s out right now. I don't think there's a butt ton of those. That might be a tough one to find. If you guys are wondering why I'm only doing one leg at a time, it's because the foam pushes the keycaps, or sorry, the switches up. So I'm going to do one leg at a time, and then I'm going to go back and reflow the solder and push them all in properly. I've never checked out any of the Barrett wooden keyboards. I've heard things about them, but like neither good nor bad. It was just, you know, I've heard they exist. But I don't know. I've always been very particular with wooden keyboards. I'm going to be honest, man. Wood keyboards are something I probably wouldn't... Like, I don't know, man. I'm going to be... Again, there's been some really good projects, but most projects I've seen with wood are just like full wood, not my vibe. There are too many variables that can happen with that kind of stuff. So you don't think you would mess with them? Nah, dude. Rufus. This guy, bro. I really need to get a badumts button, though. This guy, dude. Bro was typing and got a splinter? Bro, splinters aren't fun, alright? You wouldn't type on them anymore if you got one. Would you? Okay, Rupert. Is 75% format like the least in demand? No, I'd say 1800 and full are the least in demand. You know why people don't really look for 75s anymore? It's because at one point, that's all anyone released. I swear, every day was a new 75% at one point. So I think the market, at least the custom side of the market, got kind of burnt out. But the budget side of the market, whatever you want to call it, entry level, I still think it's popular there. But oh my god, 75 at one point, there was too many. There was way too many 75s at one point. I was burnt out of seeing them too. And I rarely get burnt out on looking at a layout, you know? Yeah, I agree with Rupert here. They were so popular that it almost became super, super boring. But, I mean, it's popular for a reason. It is indeed. Means we're going to get FRL TKL train next year. Didn't we go through an FRL TKL train already? I swear to God we did. I swear to goodness that already happened. Alright, we're going to go through and reflow now. Cheap 75s? Oh man. You can literally pick anything on the market for cheap 75s. I think they're all good. XOX70? Dude, that was such a good board, honestly. I feel like that's the case with 65s right now. Really? I don't know. I feel like 65s we haven't seen a crap ton of. You know what we've seen a lot of recently in the last like few months? I think I've seen a lot of 60s. I think 65s will always have a place in the market, though. And I will say, at least the 65s and 60s we've seen have been, like, well designed. Like, the 75s, when we had our 75, like, spike in the hobby, listen, I personally thought they were all kind of mid. Like, even the nice ones, the more premium in quotation ones that released, I thought they were just alright. This is so tedious to do, but we're going to do it right. We got to get it done correct. Yeah, this is super tedious. I think I'm going to design and machine my own board. Only way to feel satisfied? Do it, man! It's not cheap, though, I'll tell you that much. It's not a cheap process. But if you're doing it, more power to you, my friend. More power to you. Still waiting for my numpad revolution? I mean, we've definitely been seeing an uptick in full-size boards, you know? Definitely been seeing an uptick in that, which is good. Can't complain, you know? The float intro will be coming soon. I saw... Oh, wait. Are we talking about the same float? Or is this something different? The Flow AT? Well, I might have missed that one. Evo 75 when? Maybe soon. Who knows? I still have to look at the Evo 80. But I'm happy that I got one in the Evo 80. I'm excited for that one. What a satisfying sound this is. I want the old blue colored Sonnet case, but it's gone. I wonder if Sonnet colors are going to get restocked. I feel like that would be smarter than to restock Sonnet colors. I think they mentioned they are. Evo 80 I have in my possession. I'm thinking about doing it as an extra stream sometime this week, because I think I have some stuff that's getting moved around anyways. Well, I shouldn't say extra if it's going to be moved around, but either way, I should be able to do it this week. Sorry guys, I'll look up in a second to chat here. Made it to the Sonnet stream. Love to see my favorite board. Dude, I love me a Sonnet as well. We're doing a thocky, foamy sounding Sonnet today, hopefully. I'm just making sure all the switches are in place nicely. And we're good. That hurt my thumb. I just don't get the flaw of tri-modes ruining the keyboard sound signature with added batteries. Hold on, pause. Who's saying Mac? Who's spreading this misinformation? I don't think tri-mode stuff is ruining anything. I think it's fantastic to have options. The only thing tri-mode I would say is maybe kind of not vibing with is like the whole VIA compatibility thing. Yeah, like I don't think it's on my replies. Sorry, Mac. I might have missed it. There's no thread option on YouTube like there's on Twitch. It's the one thing I actually really like about the Twitch option. I might have missed earlier conversations. Yeah, I don't think there's an inherent flaw of going tri-mode. Having added batteries, if the case is designed well, here's the thing, right? If you design your case properly, having batteries and accounting for the battery density and just the way that stuff sounds won't affect anything. If your case is designed poorly with batteries as an afterthought, then it will affect something. But it's all about how you design something. Designing with intention. That's why sometimes, like, I mean, we'll use Neo as an example. There's been a few times Neo has been like, and we've given you a bottom mount on our keyboard. And I'm like, bro, this bottom mount is literally bottom tier. Why did you even put this in the board? Sometimes it seems like afterthoughts. So you have to design it with intention. Designing with intention is very important. What if the keyboard is a power button? Bottom. What? I don't know about that, Gargle. I don't have an answer to that one, my friend. Bottom mount, bottom tier. I don't know, man. Honestly, every bottom mount that I've tried has been kind of meh. I have Neo 65 with batteries and extra steel weights. You can't really tell which is which. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man. I don't think batteries are a bad thing. I just think you have to design around them. You have to have intentional design philosophies when it comes to that. 1010%. Osame keyboard mats, they're super nice and vegan leather. I haven't had great experiences with leather desk pads. I don't think they like just pure leather desk pads or even vegan leather. I feel like they don't isolate the vibrations of the keyboard very, very well personally. So I hope you're having a good experience with that. Been really enjoying my my felt stuff. This entire conversation itself happened on the comment section of the Eve 65 build video, where I commented that the board itself needed a try mode option, which someone said no, it would because it would ruin it. Mac, I would honestly not even stress about that. I feel like someone's just talking out of their ass, if I'm being 100% honest. That just sounds like someone is just saying words for the sake of getting words out, you know? It's like, I've had people tell me, for example, that the way I solder things and the way I build things all makes keyboards sound the same. I don't think that is the case at all. We have someone here, Annette, who literally builds things exactly like I build them, and I think Annette can probably say without trolling right now, he's gonna troll me, that when he does the exact one-for-one builds, they usually hopefully sound pretty close. But yeah, it's one of those things you just gotta ignore people. Sometimes people just talk, bro. People just like to expunge air, you know what I mean? I got the Orbit Round 2 in titanium and copper with a PP and aluminum plate. Which switches would you recommend? Of course I'm gonna recommend Milky Yellows, bro. Come on. Milky Yellows or Cherry MX2As? You know, actually, you know what would be really cool in that? Hold on, pause. Mamba. Maybe cheese V2 switches. Maybe that would be really cool, dude. Cheese V2s in that could sound pretty sick. It could be a pretty nice pickup. I will say your Nixie's builds sound way better than my Nixie builds. Okay, you're just being too kind now. The way you mod switches actually can affect things. Where can I get those? Keybay Tech, I think, has them. Cheese V2 would be a nasty combo, but there's... Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I didn't know they were sold out. Dude, I feel like Keybay Tech stuff sells out really quick. And I feel like I only learned about these switches like 2 weeks ago, so I don't know how they sell out so quick, dude. Is there a way to convince you that Oil Kings are good switches? Listen, man. I don't think they're bad switches. I just think they're really inconsistent, and that's Gatoron's fault. Gatoron picks and chooses what they're going to do for consistency. It's so strange, dude. The next batch is in production? Okay, that's good then. That's really good. I was wondering how you lube the springs in your switches now. Same way I've always done it. Either bag lube for springs only, or a little bit of lube on the top and the bottom of the spring, and then a little bit in the middle. My YouTube video is literally the same way that I lube switches to this day. I haven't changed my method. I tried altering it, but honestly, I end up going back to the same method of lubing switches. You can bag lube springs. Did I say stems? Oh my god. No, I said springs. I do think that you're one of the best at tuning stabs. So many overlubed or rattly sounding tests online. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. That makes me smile. Thanks, dude. I've always thought I was a little bit I think I'm a little talented at two things: putting on stickers and doing stabs. You know, the rest I'm not so talented at. But are you playing any video games right now? I played Night Rain for the first time last night. Played for about an hour. I've been playing some game called Conquest Dark, which is like a roguelike. I played one match of TFT in which I felt like, I don't know, I'm just, this season's kind of boring, so I just said fuck it. And then I've been playing a lot of Overwatch Stadium. I've taken a break from Tarkov. It's getting a little boring now, so. My Gatorade Oil King's stems seem to wobble too much to cause noticeable rattle. Oh, that's it. I feel like this is a very common misconception. Let me just solder the last few here. While it does help a little bit, filming switches doesn't really help a lot with stem wobble. Believe it or not. In fact, if you're using a plate, I'll kind of demonstrate right now. I feel like this should be said, just because, not that you probably don't know this, Buddha, but when you're inserting here, get a plate. I want to demo this to you guys real quick. Okay, so when you crack open a switch, right? This is a bad switch to show you because it has like a pre-installed film. But when you crack open a switch, the legs expand outwards, which sometimes causes the switch to not close properly. And sometimes, again, not on this switch, but you'll get a little bit of housing wobble, which could be confused for stem wobble. Now, somewhere down the road, someone somewhere said films equal better stem non-wobbling, whatever you want to call it. I said that sentence so weird. However, while it does help with sealing the gap from the top and bottom housing, stem stability, a good word, it doesn't actually stop stem wobble. Like if the switch body, if the housing is already perfect and doesn't wobble, the film will actually do nothing for your stem. I have no idea where this, like, even when I was new to the hobby, I also was like, I don't want stem wobble, and I filmed everything. There's no way that that will affect the stem wobble. Again, it affects housing wobble. But the stem wobble for filming is just not something that, like, fortunately, like, can be solved with a film. On top of that, even if you did film something, when these clip in, there's very little room for the housing to even move when they're inside a plate, because they've now also been compressed on the sides and stuff. So the top housing could still technically move, rocking back and forth if it was really, really loose. But even if you had a little bit of like, even if the legs of the top housings were kind of shooting outwards, they'd be compressed by the plate. So films actually do less than you think. They're not super, super great. They're meant for exactly what Keep Science just said, when you continuously open up a switch body, and then that creates housing wobble. But yeah, I do feel terrible when people buy things like films thinking it'll help with stem wobble. It is what it is. Same people baited a bunch of kids to buy $1 per inks back in their budget builds. Oh, dude, people were so hyped on Gatoron inks. Yeah, and to answer your thing as well, Gatoron just has like a weird hobby of like, weird track record in this hobby with inconsistent stuff. So I'm gonna wash my hands really quick, guys. And actually, to clarify, Gatoron, it's like a switch for switch basis. Sometimes they love their switches, sometimes they hate their switches. There we go. How about stem wobble as you go plateless? Does the soldering work? I mean, stem wobble will always be there, regardless if it's plateless. plate, with a plate. If the stem rocks back and forth when you're doing this, which there is always going to be a bit of wobble, then you're no matter how you insert the switch anywhere, it's going to be there. So that's inevitable, as Thanos would say. Yeah, but you always need. And by the way, this is actually the other side of the coin. Did I mute myself? No, I didn't. This is the other side of the coin here. You need stem wobble. It needs to be there. So I've seen people do this too, which drives me up the walls. And this also goes with stabilizers, and this is actually why I don't like things like TX and Stabies as much these days, is because they're so finite in how much they wobble that it creates binding. Like, it creates the plastic putting too much pressure on itself. And then that creates like this sluggishness in some cases, or a weird feeling. So you always need some sort of open tolerance there for it to work properly. Don't forget, because every keycap you put on will be a little different. Like, there's a lot of variables in that sense. So if someone tells you that they have the, perfect non-wobbly stem, it's usually probably not a great thing that it doesn't, have any tolerance to move around a little bit. You don't always approach the key from the same angle, so having a little give towards the pressure. Yes, exactly. It's a great way to put it too. Just a mechanical engineer's perspective. Yes, Drudge has it nail on the head too. So, Kwong, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, man. Healthy again? Dude, I'm trying to be. I feel much better today, actually. I think as the day goes on, because 2 o'clock now? I feel way better, dude. Way, way better. All right, what's next up here? What am I doing next? I am doing... I am putting this together now. Alrighty. This is going to sound really good. I'm really, really excited for this. Okay, let's open up the Sonnet case, and we'll put the daughter board and stuff in. Yeah, I'll do this first. Dude, I was so out of it last week. Honestly, the whole week feels like a blur to me, dude. Feels so weird. No, we have keycaps that the client asked me to source. We're just using some mode keycaps for this because I wanted to, the client, I think the goal was, if memory serves, I can't remember the exact wording we used, but they wanted it to be stealthy, blacked out. And honestly, to kind of fit within our budget, the Obscura keycaps I felt were perfect for this, or one of the keycaps from mode were almost perfect for this, so we went with those. Well, I went with those. The big thing here that I wanted to get for the client, though, was modding out a set of milky yellows. So I did these with Sprit 60 grams. They're the Extreme 2s, so they're not quite as long, which they feel amazing. They're nice and light. Then we used Duroc films and some GS2 for this, actually, to make it even smoother and hopefully add a bit of deepness to the sound too. What's my thoughts on Hippiotech? Kept seeing users in Discord venting about their hate for him. Okay, I'm going to say this. I feel like I always say the same thing. I've had plenty of discussions with Hippio. I actually don't think he's a bad guy. If you guys want to label him as a sell it to brands, that's your prerogative and stuff. But I will say, as someone who really enjoys the keyboard space, he's helped a lot of people at least dabble in keyboards. Whether or not he does things towards ethics, I think is a different question. But I'm not going to discredit how many people he's probably brought into the keyboard space. I want to give him kudos because I don't think I could ever deal with some of the... I'm going to say this as nicely as possible and as tactfully as possible. I don't think I have the right mindset to do the audience that he has. I don't think I could do that. It's a bit more of a younger audience for what I've seen, and I think there's just different mentalities. I'm not good with that kind of stuff. I need a very specific type of person that I speak to, and it happens to be the audience that I have now, which is you guys. Love you guys. But yeah, I've had plenty of conversations. He genuinely likes keyboards. He likes what he's doing. he's actually a really nice guy. Again, whether or not you guys like the keyboards he reviews and stuff, totally different things. But again, I don't think he deserves the hate that he gets for what he does for the hobby. And again, you guys can look at it from like a sellout perspective, which
If
I
I
think is one
had
way.
a dime for every time I didn't understand what's going on, I'd be like, why are you all giving me dimes? Huh? Perchance?
Perchance?
Also, eyelashes are supposed to prevent things from going into your eyes, but whenever I have something in my eye, it's always an eyelash. Ironic? Perchance?
Yeah, it is actually.
There is a guy who lives in my apartment's first floor who looks like you because he has a mustache and a face like you. He is
What?
6'2", so definitely not you because you're 6'4".
I'm 6'5" actually on a good day, but 5'10" on a normal day. But yeah, thank you, Zany. Back to what I was saying though, again, I don't think he deserves like all the shit he gets sometimes. Again, I want to really stress this. Okay, this is me being blunt as fuck now. He's probably done a lot of like the shit that a lot of other people don't want to do when it comes to like content creation. Hear me out, all right? Just like listen to me. I'm not saying to like him or dislike him. What I'm gonna tell you guys is I think the hobby genuinely grew because of him. I don't think I could ever do a lot of the boards that he's doing with the enthusiasm that he has. And I want to point this out. I watch a lot of his videos. In fact, I'm pretty positive, with the exception of maybe one or two of his more recent ones, I watch them through and through. When you actually listen to what he's saying in the videos, yeah, there's some takes I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. But there are some takes where I'm just like, all right, I watch it. I'm like, I get what he's saying here. I think realistically, though, he is doing a lot of good for the hobby. Regardless if, like, he takes a sponsorship for a brand, which I've seen, he's pretty transparent with that stuff, too. But again, I think he's doing a lot more good for the hobby. You know? That's it. I think if Hippio's not lying to people completely, it's not really your place to judge someone for being a sellout, though. Well, I mean, it is my place. I'm just like you guys. Just because I do YouTube or something doesn't mean I can't judge someone. But again, I think from a larger standpoint, the hobby has only benefited in a lot of ways because he's given more people the opportunity to get into keyboards. Again, though, if there are some videos where I've rolled my eyes at and said, oh, like, it's a bit ridiculous, you know? But, yeah, and there's also been, like, the Envoy video, I'll give him slack for that. Like, he built it wrong. But I think where he excels is he's an entertainer that gets people into the basics of keyboards. Which people will branch out naturally and realize, okay, maybe he's not for me. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people calling him a sellout. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Okay. I'm not really close to Hippio at all. Like, I've had conversations with him, but I think he's a nice guy. You're all good, Just Game. You're all good. Yeah. Again, I want to say this as realistically as possible. As someone who actually watches a lot of his content, there are moments in which I disagree with him, but there are a lot of moments where, like, I can look at the video and be like, dude, I know people have gotten into the hobby because of this, you know? And I agree with Bear says, you can also control the content you watch. If you guys don't like them, don't watch them. That's the thing. Hate watching is just as bad as anything else too, you know? Trust me, if I really felt like he was doing the hobby harm or something, I'd probably say something, but I don't think he is at all, dude. I could never have that audience type thing, you know? His more recent uploads. Your opinion was the same as mine after a long while not watching his content and coming back watching his more recent stuff. Yeah, I don't mind his more recent stuff. There's definitely some of the older videos where I'm like, yeah, okay, like maybe this is a bit cringy, whatever. But like that's also his personality, and like I'm not gonna judge his personality. Some people are like that, man. Just because I'm not like more outgoing in certain aspects of life, and like I'm not as like silly in certain things, dude. That's okay. Here's the thing. That's why he has the audience he has, you know. Just because I'm not like that doesn't mean not everyone's like that. I have to be open-minded too. You know what I mean? I will admit though, I do like his older stuff where you experimented more with like modding shit. I do like that, but I don't mind his recent stuff too. Like Siliotos incoming. I don't know. I'm not really that type of guy. I'm a pretty serious guy overall. I'm not really that type of person. So I'm unfortunately gonna have to break that to you guys. Yeah, I really don't think he's hurting anyone. The only take, and if I'm gonna be again super critical, the only take I've ever seen him have, which could have been hurtful in the long run for the hobby, which I felt like came from a place of self-interest, was all the ragging on GMK during COVID times. That is the only critical thing I could really say, being like tisk tisk to you. Because that was so much more that meets the eye, you know, when it came to like why wait times were so high. And I feel like by stirring everyone up into a panic about why wait times are high while there's a global pandemic happening is a shitty move to do. But for context, GMK was never that long of a wait time. But during COVID, there was a wait time. Because COVID. Because there was a global pandemic happening. And then when people started criticizing that without having any context of what's going on, or even just like thinking for a second and being like, what's happening here? Is he critical of Cherry too? Dude, I feel like everyone's fucking critical of Cherry these days. I don't know what's with everyone being so critical of them. They don't do anything. Like, think about this. Cherry literally does nothing different. They've done the same fucking 4 switches for the last how long? Cherry basically has nothing new in their arsenal of things. What's there to even be critical about? I don't even understand why people are critical. They're doing 3 new ones now? Finally. Am I critical of Cherry for doing the same 3 things? There's nothing to be critical about. There's nothing to be critical about because they haven't done anything. I haven't even checked out their new stuff, but there's nothing to be critical about. It's just they do the same 4 fucking things. And then I think there is other things that are being produced, you know? The custom enthusiast market is not where Cherry makes the money. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you that Hippie has one part responsibility on making keyboards accessible, but they always cite that people will mature and find out you or other people are. Yeah, I mean, there are other people in the hobby that are also very, very good. But I think maturing is one way to put it, but there's different aspects of how you can word that as well. It's not always just maturing. It could also just be people finding different preferences. Oh yeah, we're doing the copper inside this. Hell yes. That was a good combo, Alex. I was not expecting this. You cooked, sir? Oh, I've had this conversation before. You know, like, I genuinely don't think people... I don't know, man. I've always been at the position of it's just pointless to sit here and complain about things that we have the power to just not do. You know what I mean? Like, for example, if people don't like someone's content, then just don't watch it. You can complain about it as a conversational piece here and there, but I feel like some people go overboard and some people make it like a personal thing. Like, you have the power to just turn off the fucking YouTube. You know, you have the power to like not consume someone's content. This isn't like a law being enforced, which you should be rightfully angry about. It's not like someone said, the government's saying you need to watch X, Y, and Z's videos. You have the power to say, I don't want to watch these things. So why the fuck are you complaining about it? Don't watch it, bro. But you know what, though? I understand. Because I was that guy once, too. When I was much younger, I would watch videos and get so fucking tilted off the most random things and then sit there and complain about them for weeks on end. And then when I realized, I'm like, bro, I'm stupid. I can just turn off the video and not have to worry about that and not raise my blood pressure. It was like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders. You know what I mean? Some people just want to let out their anger or someone, so they tend to hate watch. It's true. It's true, dude. It's so true, dude. I'm gonna put do we want the bottom foam in this? I'll try it. I feel like last time I built one of these stocky ones, I put it in, but which way does this go? This way, I think. Does that look right? I think that's right. Do you think online bullying is real if people can just log off? No, okay. We're getting into some weird topics today. It is real. Like, I get the whole, you can just turn it off. Thing is, if Annette told me something mean today and it lingered in my head, all right, I can turn off the screen. The words are still in my fucking head. Like, I hate people who kind of say, like, again, I think that's like problematic. It's maybe if you can easily disassociate from something, for sure. But again, if someone calls you a name and that kind of rings in your head and you think about that, and people do, then yes, I think people can be bullied regardless if you can turn off a monitor or something. You know, I think people make it seem so easy that you can just shut off the noise in your head sometimes. Some people are stronger willed than others, you know? For example, like, I used to, every now and then, sometimes I'm like that too. But like, every now and then, sometimes I feel like, how can I word this? Every now and then, I let things resonate and echo in my head a little bit. But I've gotten really good at just being able to cut, you know, the line and just kind of like turn my brain off from certain things. And that comes from experience. But we're all different people, you know? We're all here just to have fun. The only thing that really makes my blood boil is when original designs are stolen and sold without permission. Yeah. Dude, at the end of the day, this is what I've been preaching for like nearly 5 years, man. Community is literally fucking everything in hobbies in general. If you don't have a solid base to hang out with people, then the keyboards don't fucking matter. The gaming doesn't matter. Like, none of this shit matters if you don't have a good, solid group of friends, group of people, group of just individuals or humans to hang out with. You know what I mean? Like, you need everyone, regardless if someone says they're good at being solo or not. Eventually, and some people are, maybe we'll give it like 1% some credit. Most people need a good sense of community. And at the end of the day, that's all that fucking matters. It doesn't matter about squabbling if copper or brass is the best, or what fucking keyboard's the best, or what sound profile is the best. I don't give a flying shit about that. I want people to hang out with. That's what I've always said since day one. The only reason I even started streaming was because I was kind of lonely, and I wanted people to hang out with doing what I was doing. That's it. So, at the end of the day, truly, for me, everyone has different priorities in life, but that's all that matters. It's just hanging out with cool peeps. I play League of Legends for the positive ranking community. Bro, don't kill me. You know, Overwatch is not as bad as I once remember. I don't have voice chat enabled in that game, but it's not as terrible as it once was. True, Alex, I've come back from being interested in keyboards because of your content. I don't even have enough money to afford anything in the hobby, though. Well, Rupar, you definitely always just save up and stuff. You're like, there's not even sometimes a need to buy things. But if you're just enjoying the people, Rupar, 100%, bro. It's crazy to think like 3 years ago I was learning keyboard stuff from your builds, and here I am just chilling. Hey, dude. I mean, honestly, 3 years ago, I feel like I was also learning, so. Alex called us cool. You guys are cool, bro. I like you guys. That's why I hang out here. I've said this a million times. If I didn't enjoy the community aspect, I would not be here. I just don't care. Like, I wanted cool people to hang out with since day one. That was like literally one of my, you can probably still find it in my Discord. One of my, I hate saying this, but like mission statements. One of my things I told myself was, if we don't have the community, I don't want to build keyboards. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And now I need these guys. So let me move these before I scratch something. I'm here for more of the life talk than keyboards, not gonna lie. I mean, yeah, honestly, I'm not like any experienced savant of things either, but like I like having these talks too. I think it's fun to have these kind of conversations. I'm still learning. I learn things all the time. I'm actually learning how to drive right now, and I'm a little older, so I'm a little nervous, to be honest with you guys. But I think I finally have to get it done. I don't think living in the city is doable forever, and I'm gonna have to eventually move and probably have to drive. So, left analog stick R2. Wait, bro, should I plug in a controller? Should I just do that? How's it going? Burn. Stop, dude. Toronto is expensive. I'm 28 and learning how to learn a motorcycle. Oh, a motorcycle. Good luck, my friend. Those are tough. Well, they seem tough. I don't know if they are. What do you think of Optimum's super lightweight mouse? I haven't tried it. I'd be interested to try that one. It actually looks like a cool project. So I'd be really interested to try it. I don't really have any thoughts on it, though. Is the Sonnet still your favorite 75? It's definitely up there. I don't think there's been many good 75 releases. Stuff that I've been super interested in. I feel like most 75s have been kind of forgettable. I just like Mode's mounting system. I think the lattice block system, not the really early renditions of lattice block. Oh wait, I should put this in the other way. They had flaws. We've seen that now after, years of use. But I like the lattice block system a lot, dude. I think it's really good. Driving's the easy part. Watching out for everyone else is the hard part. I think that's what I'm nervous about, Rob. Can I tell you guys something? It's personal, though. I'm nervous because I space out a lot, bro. I'm gonna be super responsible about everything. And if I find myself during the lessons, because I haven't gone for the actual driving lessons, I'm doing the written stuff first. If I find myself not able to concentrate and focus, even during a point where I should be concentrating and focusing, like during the learning aspect, then I just won't drive. I just do this thing even when I'm walking, where I just space the fuck out. It's because my mind is everywhere. I'm worrying about like a million things. A little piece of foam got popped out of here. I'm worrying about a million things always. So I feel like I'm just never in a good mindset for a lot of stuff, Let's do... It's always a little tricky building this one here with foam. Let's do like this first. Are you looking to move far away? I don't know. We gotta see. I don't think it'll happen anytime soon, but I think we'd like to... The city can get a little chaotic, I think we'd both like some time to, not have to deal with the chaos of city living. Gets a little overwhelming, too. I have a Neo 75U, Bridge 75, Wamier RD75, and Wave 75. I need another 75 that isn't expensive as the Sonnet. Platter, are you collecting? Another 75? Oh, I mean, you pretty much named all the ones that I know. The TKD, is that even available right now? The work one's expensive, though. I think you'll be fine, bud. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it, man. Ooh. All right. Next up, let's put these screws back. We'll clean up a bit, and then we'll do the keycaps. Alex, could you please explain how to get the best out of MX2As? I just couldn't get the batch to be likable. You needed to put a very light coat of lube. And then, I don't know if you're already doing this, Yoshi. Lube should only be applied on the stem of the switch. I can't stress that part enough. I think there are too many tutorials out there that tell people to lube the bottom housing and the top housing. That was the box, by the way. That wasn't me. Just so, in case anyone wonders, that was not me. And that's too much lube. You need just a small, finite amount of lube on MX2As. You don't need to really go overboard. What country do you want to visit? I want to visit everywhere eventually. It's just finding the time to do so, man. When is the poll for taking away Annett's VIP? Oh, true. Should we do that today? Slash poll. Remove VIP from init. Yes. No. You guys have 5 minutes. Go for it, guys. Only lube the stem. How about housing rail? Do not touch anything but the stem. The stem literally is the only thing in the whole entire switch that makes contact with every part, so there's no point to double lube everything. Double lubing creates problems. There's no need to double lube. Let me get my knife for this. I'm afraid this is plastic. Every switch should only ever be the stem. I am hard set on that. No one can change my mind. I've done so many switches over the years that it literally does not make any sense to do anything but the stem. Clean, classy, easy looking, beautiful, loving the way this is gonna look. Ooh, actually this is a good combo. This is gonna be a very nice one. Dude, the DK one's nice. I like it a lot. Nice. Favorite stabs this year? I think the most used stabs I have in my arsenal are Type Plus. But I think these stupid stabs are coming up. I like these. And then night stabs are, again, tied with the Type Plus for me, honestly. That makes lubing actually fairly simple. Yes. So, thank
Happy
you,
Sunday,
Zeal.
fun day.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, bro. 44 months is too crazy, Zeal. Love you, buddy. Lubing switches is incredibly easy. It's time consuming, but you don't need to overcomplicate doing like every part of the switch. It's just the stem. Just the stem needs to be lubed. If you overlube things, it will sound messy and ruin the sound of your switch. Even with these, this was done with a fairly light coat of GS2. And you can see, like, it doesn't remove the characteristic of the switch. You get a very clean sound profile, and then you remove the part that sounds messy and gushy, like that weird kind of, sounds really gross, but like that sloppy kind of sound, you know? $5 gifted subs to buy the poll. That's crazy. What do you guys think? Should Anit be allowed to keep VIP for 5 gifted subs? Just say no, guys. You can just say no. 15. Okay. So Rar just raised the stakes. Lubin filmed, I don't remember the spring swap or not. You don't have to for every switch. I think some switches are totally fine. You don't need to worry about that. But, I mean, certain switches you do have to definitely film them to get the better sound profile. Believe it or not, some housings suck. And you kind of need to fill the gaps in with a piece of film there. How am I doing today, Kenneth? I'm doing okay. My throat's actually getting a little irritated right now. I think I've been talking too much, but it's okay. I am fine. I'm getting over my sickness. I'm happy about that. Can't complain. Can't complain at all. Ooh, this is actually looking... The gray accent I've never seen paired with the black yet on this, and this is actually quite nice looking. Are there any preloop switches that are actually good? I'd say personally, HMX, pretty good. Keygeek, okay. SWK, okay. What else? The new Type Plus ones that are coming out soon, very good. But We haven't seen those yet in retail yet. So, I mean, I've only had the ones I've had a chance to test, and they felt really good. Weird question. After stream, do you talk a lot, or do you just want to be silent in a corner? Oh, dude. After streams? Depends on what I have to do. Sometimes me and my girlfriend need to do errands, so I have, like, no choice but to, like, communicate with people. But a lot of the times, after stream, I kind of just, like to, like, not de-stress, but I kind of like to just, like, get up and, like, move around. It's not even about talking. I just need to move my body sometimes. So sometimes I either just need to, like, walk around our place or, like, go run an errand or something. I just need to, like, move my legs. Otherwise, I feel very, like, stagnant. Because I end up like sitting for like 2 hours or something. If it's really hot, yeah. Avo, for sure. My back can't stand lubing no more. Standing desk helps a lot for that, by the way, dude. A standing desk is clutch for lubing switches. But I wouldn't recommend buying it for just like one, you know? Most consistent switch, or what manufacturer is the best in that aspect? Oh, that's a really good question. I don't know how to answer that, MV. Most consistent switch? What do you guys think? Ooh. That's a fun spacebar. Ooh, that is fun. Although, is it sitting weird? No, it's just my eyesight. Let me see something. This build sounds fantastic. It does, right? Oh man, this is like locked in. All right, one sec. Oh my God. Plate, remove. I have to reseat the switch housing here. Or the housing. I had a feeling it wasn't sitting properly. Let me fix this. What plate are we using here? We are using the, what is it called here? FR4. I might need to replace the housing for this, because I think this housing is broken. Fully, I guess that's the invention of clip-ins. Exactly. We're just gonna open it up and replace the housing really quick. It wasn't sitting nice, and I guess it was just already like the plastic was weird or something. So 2 screws though, that's what I like about the Sonnet. It shouldn't also be sitting that tight, so I'm gonna replace the whole housing and the stem. Those keycaps are tight AF. Yeah, I don't know if it was the keycap being super tight, but it didn't sit nicely. It was sitting on an angle, which isn't exactly what I want either. But the nice thing about Mode is they made these housings really easy for the spacebars to change out. So this will literally take a quick second to do. I'm gonna go grab one of those other housings that I used. That is the one really great thing about Mode's PCB design. I wish the other keycaps could also do that, or sorry, stabilizers could do that too. Where did I put the housings for these? I think he's too strong for the board. Bro, I wish I had those muscles, dude. I wish. Where did I put the housings? My old Milky Yellows were super wobbly. You're so close to 100K? Thanks, man. I'm trying to get there. But no rush, no rush. One second. I need to find where I put the housings I already used. I think it's literally right over here. Yeah, it's right here. Perfect. Got it. HMX consistency is pretty good. Their more recent stuff has been extremely consistent, and I've been extremely happy as like a customer buying HMX stuff. So yeah, I'd say HMX is also really good. Like I said, they've really come far too. They're one of the few. I mean, they didn't pull a JWK where they kind of just stopped listening to people and, you know, said, oh, we're going to keep building random things and just keep releasing the same old shit. So I'm happy. I'm happy they've been doing good stuff. Let's put a little bit more lube on this. And this goes underneath. That's right. And now we can put this back in. Perfect. Easy peasy. And before we plug it on, we'll plug this back in here, and then we'll seat it and see how it feels. See if it's also a little bit weird there. Have we tried those Cocoa Blanks? Oh yeah, Bull sent a whole bunch of switches over. I haven't had a chance to lube them all yet because he sent them all dry. I'm slowly going through them. I started. I don't remember which one these are called, but those are those new Gatoron ones that Bull sent over. The HMX clouds. I can't remember if clouds were the ones that were like super clacky. But if memory serves, clouds were pretty good, yeah. Oh, that's much better. Now it's actually sitting properly. Perfect. I guess that was just a weird stab housing. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That makes me much happier. Like I said, the last thing I want to do is like for a keycap to sit weird and then throws off the sound of the entire keyboard. Which, by the way, matters a lot when you're doing boards. You don't want to have something sit funny. Ow, just pinched myself there. Have you ever thought of stopping keyboard hobby / content creation? And do I like streaming to both? I mean, yes, to that Kenneth, yes. But have I ever thought of stopping? Here's the thing. There have been days where I felt very burnt out. And I think to myself, is it because of keyboards? The answer is no. It's not because of keyboards. It's just because I tend to do this thing with any job I've ever had in my entire life where I stretch myself too thin because I want to take on all the things in the world. I want to make every person happy. I want to be like, you know, I want to be kind to everyone. So like, you know, I'll continue doing a million things at once. Ooh, that sounds great. So I think the burnout that I feel doesn't really correlate to keyboards themselves. So nice.
We riot
it's
if Alex stops keyboard content.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you, dude. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just me feeling a little bit tired from overworking. So there's never a time where I've really blamed keyboards. There's times where I'm like, is it? But I've never come to a conclusion it's because of keyboards. I like building things. You know, like even this morning, like our dryer for our clothes, it's not drying clothes well. And we know for a fact it isn't like, you know, the tubing, whatever you want to call it, the HVAC system, whatever. It's just like, it's the machine itself. I like fixing things. I like building things. I don't know why, like I've never, in my past careers, I've never done that before. Like I've never realized like I like building and like creating and I like doing stuff. There's only one job I've had where it's kind of resembled that, but I like doing this stuff. I like fiddling. I like putting things together. It's a passion of mine, you know? So I think it's a super healthy ideology to take breaks from things because even the things you love on a daily basis can feel tiring. And I think it would be super unhealthy to not realize that you sometimes need to take breaks from even things that you love. Like you need that solo time for yourself. Maybe even to explore something you don't love as much, just to have a mental break from it. But that's it. Like, dude, there's even phases I go through with certain things. Manta Rooper starts in August. There's no really new updates. Me and Bull have had some other little fine-tuning aspects of the keyboard, but nothing that's going to change the overall keyboard. But yeah, it's almost done, buddy. It's there. I mean, it's there. We just need to do the... Oh, dude, this looks... Oh, I need to get one of these accents. I have a black Sonnet as well. I don't have this accent, but this accent goes so well with this desk pad. Hold on. This looks sick. What do you guys think? Did it turn out nice? Yeah, I connected the GST. Did I? You're making me question my sanity right now. Yes. The mantas are going out to a few other people. One of them should already have it, and then the other two are getting it soon. Yeah, I did. Dude, this looks great, dude. This is a clean build. Ooh. That is super clean. I mean, it's a simple build. It's super simple. But let's see how this sounds. I'm hoping the client's watching. Actually, this is the perfect combo for milky yellows and foaminess. Oh, wait, that kind of hits, dude. This is like perfect deepness for me. This is full foam with milky yellows and an FR4 plate. I got to take a few pics of this at least. I think it's rare that I do a few pics of just like blacked out builds like this, but... Is there a reason for FR4? Availability. Honestly, availability, but I already knew the FR4 in foam sounded pretty good. Like it has a good mix of like high pitch and plasticiness, if that kind of makes sense, Icon. Sadly, you can just move around the stock lube or just lube over top of it, but just don't over lube it, that's all. A lot of the times, I just take a dry brush and I move it off, but sometimes I just go over it. In this case here, went a little bit over it with the GS2. There's not much. Honestly, even the stock lube on this is like pretty non-existent. Even me fiddling with my fingers, trying to get the stem out of the housing and stuff, removes most of the lube, so. I'm happy with this, man. I'm happy. I'm happy with this, dude. This sounds really good. I think this is actually one of the best combinations of foam sonnets that I've done yet. I think this is like one of my faves. Very, very happy with the way this turned out. Looks good too. We need an Alex plus Milky Yellow sticker. That'd be funny. Do I have any 75s? Not really, man. I don't really got a lot of 75s right now, dude. I got lots of everything else, but no 75s. Sorry, silly. I got not a whole lot. Like I said, there hasn't really been a lot of 75s in the custom space these days. Very fitting. I think the whole build turned out amazing. Like, the whole build turned out incredibly beautiful for this. Okay, here's the game plan for today, guys. Zan, thank you so much for 6 months, dude. Here's the game plan. I really want to do an extra stream tonight. I might be able to get on tonight. I really want to get on tonight, but I don't know when I'd be able to. So I'm thinking probably tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see what we do. Do you see Tarkov wipes in July for like PB? Didn't they say that would be optional? Yeah, because I also want to do the Sunday photos. I just unfortunately had something come up that after this stream I can't stay an extra half an hour to do the Sunday photos, so I have to go do that. But I'm thinking tonight, because I also don't know when I'd get a chance to look at some other stuff that I've been wanting to take a look at. So we'll probably do an extra one late tonight if I'm feeling physically up to it. If not, I don't want to obviously push myself. But either way, there'll be a lot of content this week. This whole week is stacked. I'll do a schedule later tonight as well, but it's going to be a busy week. Super, super busy. I think there's 6 streams this week. We'll see, Dream. I'll let everyone know. I'll ping everyone. But so I hope you guys enjoyed this build, though. I think this turned out great. I think we had some good conversation today. We're looking at doing the Adamas this week, the Evo 80 this week, the RO 75, Tempo, a new board from Mr. Rabbit, a new Machina board, which should be fun. And then we're doing a Nyx Lilith, which is that special Lilith that we did for Quantum back in the day, but he sold to someone else, so we're going to rebuild it, which should be cool. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I have to get off here in about 5 minutes, so we're gonna end the stream here. But we'll go find someone to raid off for here on Twitch. Yeah, GG's everyone. Today was actually really good. I hope everyone had a good one, man. Let's go raid Mango. Copy. Dude, I have to admit, this combo sounds really good. I had a strong feeling that Milky Yellows would go good with the foaminess here. I didn't expect it to hit this like level. This sounded really good. I'm telling you guys, Milky Yellows, very versatile switch. Very, very versatile. But all right, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Enjoy Mango stream. Thanks for everything today, guys. Love you. Talk to you guys either later tonight or tomorrow. Bye, everybody.